You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, and welcome to Pisces season, the last season in the zodiac wheel. We're going to talk through what we can expect over the next month or so and what energy is heading our way, especially this weekend. We're going to talk through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So whenever you're finding this video, if you happen to stumble upon it on Saturday or Sunday, I will go ahead and add markers to the timeline so you can just jump right to the day that is relevant to you. How's everybody feeling on this Friday? Alex is here. Good morning. I know that the moon's in Virgo. I love a Virgo moon. Not sure if you love a Virgo moon, but I have a ton of Virgo energy. So I'm always feeling really good when the moon is in Virgo. We also have the sun literally just moved into Pisces within the last half hour, and we have some pretty positive transits to talk about today. So let's just dive right into it. Let me go ahead and get the chart up here for you. You can see the sun. Where is he? Right there in Pisces. And, already right off the bat, before we walk through the major transits of Pisces season, you can see over the next month, the sun will be conjunct Jupiter and Neptune in about 11 days and 22 days, respectively, because those are the degrees that these planets are at. It's not an exact day by day, degree by degree science, but just a general overview. That's something just to keep in mind, especially if you are someone who's a Sag rising or a Pisces rising. Those conjunctions are probably going to be especially powerful for you because they'll be happening in your first house if you're a Pisces rising. And then if you are a Sag rising, Jupiter is your ruling planet, and so you'll probably feel that conjunction a little bit more. But we have some actually really cool transits to talk through for the months of February and March. I can't believe February is almost over, by the way. Like, where did the month go? Seriously, it feels like it just flew by. I was talking to a friend yesterday and she said, I can't believe February is almost over. And I was like, no, it's not. And then I looked at the calendar and, I guess we're still kind of at the halfway point, but February is such a short month. Aw, thank you so much. Love your podcast. Leo sun, Aries moon, and Virgo rising. I'm a Virgo rising too. Dealing with anxiety, waiting on breakthroughs in your career. Okay, well, that makes some sense. That makes some sense for you. I'd have to look at your full chart, but Pisces season, actually, if you're a Virgo rising, it's really going to activate your relationships or partnerships, and that could also be partnerships within your work dynamic. So keep that in mind. But yeah, this is going to be a fun season for all of us. Yeah, it feels like the energy is a bit stuck. That's also coming off of the full moon because you are a Leo sun. Okay, so that full moon happened right around your sun. I'll call you Doves 815. I don't know your real name, but so just, we're still pulling away from that full moon. I know a lot of people are still integrating a lot of the emotions that came up. So if it doesn't feel like you're quite over that hump of emotions yet, give yourself some grace. The moon moves into Libra also this weekend, which is a little bit more balanced, a little bit more harmonious. And we're still in the peak releasing phase of the moon too. So like I said, give yourself some grace. With the moon in Virgo for most of the day today, we can release expectations. That's a big assignment of the Virgo moon. We tend to have really high expectations when there's strong Virgo energy. So try to release expectations and just flow with whatever is going on for you right now. Okay, let's jump into Pisces season. I'm super excited. So Pisces season started this morning and it runs through March 20th. Let's talk about what that means. So when the sun is in Pisces, this is really highlighting our identity, our consciousness. I think of the sun when it's transiting around the zodiac wheel, like lighting up different parts of our lives, different aspects of our personality. So the sun is, the main luminary in our solar system, and it shines light on whatever it touches. That could be, again, parts of your personality, parts of your life, your purpose, your willpower, your essence. When the sun is in Pisces, we'll all feel a little bit more Piscean. And that's not a bad thing. Pisces sometimes can get a little bit of a bad rep for being overly sensitive, but sensitivity can be a really beautiful thing. And we're not just talking about emotional sensitivity when we're talking about Pisces. We're also talking about psychic sensitivity, energetic sensitivity, spiritual sensitivity, empathy, compassion. Pisces is also modernly ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, imagination, fantasy. So there's definitely this fantastical aspect of the Pisces season. There can be more illusion, more, we're all willing to kind of go there as far as fantasy goes. We're all willing to buy in a little bit more easily. And like I said, we can have more compassion. This can also be a very artistic, romantic month coming up. So if you have a copy of your birth chart, this is the time. Pull it out, pull it up. See where Pisces lands in your chart. What house does it rule? That area of your life is probably going to be activated just a little bit more over the next month. And pay attention if you have any major planets in Pisces, or if you have a ton of Pisces energy, this is going to be a lot of energy coming your way. The sun is really shining on those planets, illuminating their influence on your life. Let's talk through some important dates this Pisces season. So this isn't something I normally include, but it's been getting so much buzz, so much chatter. Next Tuesday is the USA's Pluto return. Pluto returns to the exact point in the sky it was at when the Declaration of Independence was approved in 1776. And actually, because Pluto moves so slowly, we're already feeling that return, and we have been feeling it for the past couple of years, really building up to this point. But February 22nd, 2/22/22 is going to be this turning point in the death and rebirth cycle of the nation. And I have lots of fun stuff in store to talk about next Tuesday. I have been doing a lot of research into Pluto placements over the years, what has come up, what issues are coming to light because of the Pluto return, what I think the purpose of all of this is, and I'm really excited. So I hope you'll tune in on Tuesday. I'm going to do a special live stream just about the USA's Pluto return and hoping to bring on a guest as well so we can kind of go back and forth about it. So stay tuned for that. We also have a new moon in Pisces coming up in less than 2 weeks, of course, opposite the full moon in Leo. So this new moon is actually at 12 degrees Pisces, which is known as a critical degree because Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. And this is going to allow for some healing. Even setting intentions around healing under this new moon can be very powerful. Something I didn't talk about when it comes to Pisces energy is because it's the last sign of the zodiac, it is associated with healing, with closure, with endings. I think of Pisces as having a lot of wisdom because when I look at the zodiac wheel, I think, Aries is kind of like the baby, this raw energy when you first come into the world. And then each sign rules a different house as you go around the chart, Pisces being the last sign. And I almost think of Pisces as this like grandmother energy, this wise energy. It's also being able to believe in what you do not see. Pisces is really big on belief. So, it's commonly associated with religion, with spirituality, and there's a lot of wisdom and healing that comes with it. I almost view Pisces energy as almost like that end of life energy where you're kind of just surrendering to the divine. You're surrendering to a plan greater than yourself. You have all this wisdom, all this sensitivity, all this energetic intelligence from living a beautiful long life. And also it's very nurturing, caring, compassionate. It's just Pisces energy feels like a nice warm hug from your grandma. That's how I see it. So we have a new moon in Pisces on March 2nd. Beautiful time to dream big as you're manifesting. If that's something you're into, really tap into empathy, spirituality. You could even have a spiritual experience under the new moon in Pisces. Then we have Mars and Venus entering Aquarius on the same day, March 5th, because we know Mars and Venus are traveling together in this conjunction over the course of the next month. And Pisces, like I said, is a very romantic energy. Its traditional ruler is actually Venus, not Neptune in traditional astrology. So this is just adding a backdrop of romance in general throughout Pisces season. And when Mars and Venus move into Aquarius from Capricorn, we shift from focusing on long-term goals in love and money to focusing on the future, the big vision, how our desires are impacting the people around us. It's just a much more expansive energy, and it gives us a different perspective about how we're giving, how we're receiving love when Mars and Venus enter Aquarius. And also, just a good point to note that if you are someone who has a lot of Capricorn in your chart or a lot of Aquarius in your chart, you're still going to get a lot of activation even through Pisces season because, we'll pull up the chart here just for a moment. You can see we still have Mars and Venus and Pluto in Capricorn. We still have a Mercury, Saturn, and Aquarius. Pisces energy is going to be pretty strong this Pisces season too. But just, if you've been feeling a lot of activation in the Capricorn or Aquarius areas of your chart, we're not quite done with those transits just yet. But Mars and Venus moving into Aquarius will be a nice shift of energy, shift of desire, shift of perspective in a lot of ways. And then let's see, what is our next transit? We have Mercury moving into Pisces on March 9th. We'll all be thinking, communicating a little bit more like our Pisces friends. We can be more sensitive with our communication. However, this is actually a very weak position for Mercury because it's called at fall in Pisces. It's exalted in the opposite sign of Virgo because Mercury is one of the rulers of Virgo. So this can kind of cloud our rational mind actually for a couple weeks throughout March. It could be hard to distinguish between fantasy and reality. But the silver lining here is that we can lean into our imagination. We can lean into that fantasy. We can be super creative with Mercury in Pisces. And writing, speaking, doing so in a way that doesn't exactly make sense. I mean, think about poetry. When you read an amazing poem, it's not like you're like, oh yes, I got it. Easy to understand it. It's thought-provoking. It makes you kind of question. It uses creativity. So our communication will feel a little bit more like poetry when Mercury moves into Pisces. And there could just be a lot more empathy, compassion infused into our thoughts and words. And then on March 18th, we have the full moon in Virgo. I'm super excited for this because March 18th is my half birthday and I am a very Virgo person. So I'm like, full moon in Virgo, let's go. This full moon in Leo was lighting up my 12th house, super emotional. I'm ready for the full moon in Virgo. I don't know about you, but this full moon is really going to light up our analytical mind, helping us find a lot of beauty in the details of life. This is a time to release expectation as well in the middle of March because I said it at the beginning of this live stream, but Virgos have very high expectations, tend to be very critical. So those traits will be illuminated under the Pisces moon. But because it's a full moon, it's a time to release, a time to let go. And if you lean more into the Pisces energy, into that more intuitive, subconscious energy, your creative endeavors could actually blossom under this full moon in Virgo, especially if your heart is really in whatever that creative endeavor is. This is also a beautiful time to serve other people, release through serving other people, holding space for other people. It's going to be a really beautiful full moon in Virgo. It's funny because I was looking back at the full moon in Virgo last year, and wow, so much has changed. It's really fun to look at the year by full moons. As I'm tracking the transits more and more, it's easy to go back and see what was I doing under that full moon. And oh my God, was I feeling myself under the full moon in Virgo last year? So I'm like, can't wait for that energy. You can find this full post on my Instagram. I'll be posting it right after this live stream, and you can save it so you can come back to these dates throughout the month. It's just kind of a nice little cheat sheet to see what's going on, what energy is most active. Cassie has her North Node in Pisces, and baby boy Marty is turning 2. Remind me of his birthday again. Is he a February Pisces or a March Pisces? I can't remember. But this Pisces season is really going to activate your purpose, your direction, give you some forward momentum with your North Node in Pisces. I'm excited for you. Let's talk about what's going on today. So, of course, we went through Pisces season, what the energy is, what's heading our way. We can expect heightened intuition, heightened imagination, and something that keeps coming through for me every time I think about Pisces energy or write a transit involving Pisces energy is trust and belief. So really trusting in something, an energy or a power outside of yourself, believing that everything is working out for your highest good, can really help you move through Pisces season and navigate any uncertainty, confusion, or sensitivity that you're experiencing. It can be a very emotionally sensitive time during Pisces season. So really trying to lean into either trusting yourself, your own inner knowing, your own intuition, or God, spirit, a power beyond yourself. That is kind of the assignment of Pisces season. Oh yes, March 4th. So he is going, let's see, what's happening on March 4th? No major transits, but it'll be right after that new moon in Pisces. He'll be really feeling himself. So exciting. I can't wait. I can't believe he's already 2. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with the moon today. That's the sun moving into Pisces is the only major transit today. And actually, the major planets quiet down for a couple days until the middle of next week, until about Wednesday or Thursday. Then we start seeing more major connections between, I think, Mars and Neptune potentially. I have to look at the exact transits. And of course, we'll talk through all of it next week. But the moon is really going to be the focus over the weekend and into the beginning of next week. And it's, the past couple weekends we've been seeing this where it's just kind of like the moon dominating the weekend, and it's kind of nice. It gives us a chance to integrate, emotionally process all the major transits in the week prior. But with the moon being the only major body we're tracking over the next couple days, our emotions will be at the forefront of everything that's going on. So just keep that in mind, especially now that it's Pisces season. We're all a little bit more sensitive, all a little bit more emotional. So the moon is making its final connections in Virgo throughout the day today. Right now it's at 24 degrees in Virgo. And, we might be feeling a little bit more productive this morning, or like we're trying to check off everything on our to-do list before the weekend. The Virgo moon can make us feel very busy, go, get everything done. And my advice here is don't get too caught up in your analytical mind with the moon in Virgo. It's, we tend to be a little bit of an overthinker with the moon in Virgo. And don't overcommit yourself today to too many tasks or try to get everything done right now. You have time, don't worry. Especially right now. Actually, this happened at 6 a.m., but we're still pulling away from an opposition between the Virgo moon and Neptune in Pisces. And this opposition could have had you, if you were waking up this morning, you might have felt especially tired with the moon opposing Neptune, or you might have felt like the line between fantasy and reality was blurred a little bit, maybe a little bit disillusioned or having a hard time focusing on the task at hand. But at the same time, if you're still feeling that, lean into creativity, maybe throw on some music or dance around for a little bit, doodle on your notepad at work. Creativity can help you kind of get out some of that like confusing artistic energy that Neptune brings and help you refocus on the task, because the Virgo moon wants us to be on task, right? By 3 p.m., the final connections the moon makes today when it's in Virgo are really positive. So let me show you what this looks like actually, because I think we'll be able to see on our chart how this plays out. Let's see. So 3 p.m. Okay. It doesn't show this connection to the North Node, but that's okay. So hold on, let me jump back. I went too far. Here we go. So when the moon hits about 27 degrees, it forms a trine to Pluto here, and then it's also forming a trine to the North Node in Taurus. So you don't see the line here, but I'm going to ask you to use your imagination during Pisces season. Imagine that there's a line going from the North Node down to the moon in Virgo, and that would create this, what's that triangle called when it's equal on each side? It's been a while since I took geometry. If anybody knows the answer, throw it in the comments. It's not isosceles, is it? It's I can't remember. Equilateral. Is that it? Or is that you guys, I should not be trying to do geometry live on this live stream. But either way, a triangle with 3 equal sides. That's what it would look like. And that's what we call a grand trine. It's a really fortunate, positive connection. It can bring good fortune. So the moon in Virgo really has us paying attention to details, thinking things through, trying to get things done. Pluto in Capricorn is transforming the structure of our life, transforming the structure of society as well. That's what's going on with this Pluto return. But when the moon forms a trine to Pluto, it's helping us alchemize our emotions, alchemize our understanding of the changes happening for us, happening all around us. And then also getting that nice trine, that nice harmonious angle to the North Node at the same time. We can understand and process that all of the changes, all the transformation we're undergoing is pushing us closer to our highest purpose, not only for ourselves, but for our community, for the country, for the world. So this is a time, actually, this is 3 p.m. Pacific time. If you're feeling that energy, like, wow, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of changes happening, it won't feel too intense. It should feel very positive with this nice 120-degree angle. But if you are game or you are up for a little bit of psychoanalysis with the moon in Virgo, this is a time to dive deep into your own psyche and really get grounded into, what am I here to do? What am I here to do? What is my purpose? What lessons am I here to learn? How can I transform any emotions that came up during the full moon, anything I've been processing, working through, whether it's over the past few weeks, whether it's over the past few months, whether it's over the past few years. This afternoon brings an opportunity to alchemize that pain, that confusion into purpose and understanding. So this could also just be like a moment of truth or a moment of clarity, a moment of good fortune. It could bring like a psychic download through or something that just kind of catapults you into the right direction. So trust any downloads that come through this afternoon. Trust any thoughts you're having, and trust that they're coming up for a reason. Now, that doesn't mean you need to fall down the rabbit hole of like, why is this happening? Blah, blah, blah. That's not trusting. That's questioning. Remember the difference. Trust in everything happening for you, for your highest good. Okay, thank you. Equilateral. I knew my resident scientist would know the answer. Oh my gosh. And Marty woke up at 11 p.m. last night. He was ready to go. He's like, I am ready for Pisces season. I love it. So cute. Okay. So after about 4 p.m. Pacific time, or this evening, the moon goes void for most of the afternoon until it moves into the lovely sign of Libra. That happens at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time if you want to get technical. So here's what that looks like, the moon entering Libra. And the first connection it will make will actually be to the sun, because the sun is now at 0 degrees in Pisces. It happens right as the moon moves into Libra. This actually, it's an awkward angle, a quincunx, an imbalanced angle. So this could just look like an awareness that the energy is shifting, right? Like the energy is shifting from the moon in Virgo to the moon in Libra. The energy is shifting from Aquarius season to Pisces season. It could feel a little bit awkward by tonight, like, whoa, the energy is a little bit different. So it'll be a subtle shift. It'll be a subtle feeling that comes up. But if you're feeling a little like, I don't understand what's going on, or where's the energy heading, you're right on course. And the moon's connections throughout the weekend, or at least on Saturday, should bring a lot more clarity. So that's what's going on Friday. I'm going to walk you quickly through Saturday and Sunday as well. But first, I want to do a little overview about the beginning of Pisces season. My Pisces friends, your time has come. The sun is now in Pisces, heightening our imagination, our empathy, our intuition, our ability to dream big. We'll all be feeling a little bit more sensitive emotionally and energetically through Pisces season. But this is a time that can bring a lot of wisdom and even some closure, as Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. We have some really positive transits throughout Pisces season that will allow us to tap into our own sensitivities more easily and find the love within ourselves to share with other people, because Pisces is a lot about loving energy. The moon makes its last connections in Virgo this Friday, first opposing Neptune, which could have started the day with some confusion, but by this afternoon, the Virgo moon forms a grand trine to Pluto and the North Node, bringing this fortunate moment to alchemize our fear into faith, bringing a greater understanding of our purpose here. What is transforming? What is changing for us? By tonight, the moon moves into Libra, restoring some balance, helping us get into a harmonious state ahead of the weekend. So now let's talk about the weekend. What's coming up? Let me pull up our Saturday and Sunday forecast here. Yeah, I cannot believe Marty is 2 either. Like, seriously, time is flying. Seriously flying. Okay, hold on. What am I doing here? Let's pull this out. Here we go. Okay. So the moon will be in Libra all weekend. I believe it moves into Scorpio early Monday morning. So the Libra moon is like really the energy of this weekend. If you have a Libra moon or have a lot of Libra energy, look at that area of your chart. That's where the moon will be all weekend. So let's see. Tomorrow, the moon, the first connection it makes is actually at 4 a.m. So maybe if you're up early, you will feel this energy. A lot of us will probably sleep through it. But the moon is forming this nice trine. Let me pull up our chart again, to Mercury. Mercury right now is at 4 degrees in Aquarius. Both the moon and Mercury will be in air signs. So when this happens, we could have some downloads come through, especially now that it's Pisces season. You could get some messages from spirit. You could get some messages from ancestors, from your angels, from ghosts. The veil is thin. The veil is thin during Pisces season. So, expect some messages to come through, maybe overnight, early tomorrow morning. And this could be conscious or subconscious. Pisces is very subconscious as well. I know we're talking about the moon, but still, it's the beginning of Pisces season. So the moon in Libra harmonizes with Mercury in Aquarius, bringing through some messages. We could have some realizations about our values. We can also envision more easily our most beautiful life when the moon forms this harmony with Mercury. So if you have this like amazing dream overnight tonight, why did you love it so much? Why did you enjoy being there so much? How can you create more of that energy in your waking life? Or like it could be just a thought that comes through or a sign you see or something like that early tomorrow morning. By 2 p.m. tomorrow, the moon opposes Chiron, which in opposition to Chiron can force us to face our pain. It can force us to face our wounding. And here's what that looks like. The moon over here in Libra, opposing Chiron in Aries. Now, the opposition between the moon and Chiron is this icy outer body. It's not a major planet. However, this can shine some light on anything that's not healed yet. But with the moon in Libra, this transit also gives us the opportunity to find a little bit more balance along our healing journey. So again, I know this full moon was really intense for a lot of people on Wednesday. If you're still processing this, some of those wounds that were activated could come up even through this weekend. Remember also, with the moon in Libra, we tend to be more of a people pleaser. So remember that people pleasing is a form of, trauma. It's born out of our trauma. We are people pleasing a lot of the time because we weren't getting what we needed as kids, and we started acting in a way to try to make our parents happy or trying to make the people who were taking care of us happy. So remain true to yourself throughout the weekend, but especially on Saturday afternoon when the moon opposes Chiron. How can you find more balance? How can you find more harmony? How can you even find some beauty along your healing journey? And then the last connection the Libra moon makes tomorrow, Saturday, is this simultaneous awkward angle between Jupiter and Uranus. So this, a lot of astrologers don't actually take into account quincunxes, these imbalanced angles. I like to personally, because I think that they show us what we can kind of shift and adjust, and like what maybe is pinging at us in the background. So this happens at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And so I went forward too much. Okay, here we go. So the moon in Libra here, you can see it's not quite opposite Uranus and Taurus. That's that awkward angle. And in the same breath, it's not quite opposite Neptune in, Neptune in Pisces. Hold on. Am I saying this? Oh, Jupiter in Pisces. That's what I'm looking at. Here we go. So it's like this, like I said, simultaneous awkwardness, and Jupiter being the planet of abundance, Uranus being the planet of change. This kind of is a moment tomorrow afternoon where our desire for peace and harmony under the Libra moon will outweigh our yearning for growth and change. So this could be a moment where you're kind of feeling stuck in your comfort zone, and it can show you what adjustments do you need to make to get out of the comfort zone, to start leaning more into the transformation you're supposed to be undergoing, to rock the boat. Remember, we're not supposed to stay the same. Even though the Libra moon likes to keep the peace, Jupiter and Uranus are both activating the moon, showing us, no, these are some areas that need change, that need to be acknowledged. Okay, so it could feel a little awkward by Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, as you kind of have this balancing act between feeling safe, feeling in your comfort zone, keeping everyone around you happy, and then also staying true to yourself, really leaning into your desires, leaning into the change you want to see, leaning into innovation, leaning into your big dreams, what you're trying to manifest. Could feel a little bit like a seesaw effect between those things. So Saturday is all about that Libra moon. It's making some positive connections early in the morning. It could feel like this psychic download coming through as you start the day, or this profound realization. By the afternoon, evening, though, things get a little bit more tense and really show us, what do we need to pay attention to here? Where are we holding ourselves back? Where are we diminishing our own desires, diminishing our own growth in order to keep other people around us happy? How, even with the moon and Libra ruling our relationships, how are our relationships holding us back from our biggest dreams? Sometimes, we're so afraid of what the people we love will think about these big dreams or big goals we have, that we tend to hold ourselves back because of that, even just subconsciously. Even if we know we have a supportive partner, or we know that we have amazing people around us, sometimes we get a little bit in our own head and worry about how our dreams will impact our relationships. And then on Sunday, the moon stays in Libra, first at 3 a.m. Pacific time. Again, this overnight transit. The moon in Libra forms this harmonious angle to Saturn. Now, if you are awake during this transit, it could feel like you're really aware of time passing. Just because, this is happening in the middle of the night. So it's like, okay, why am I awake at 3 a.m. or even 6 a.m. on a Sunday? But also, this is actually a positive connection between the moon and Saturn. Let me get to it here. So here's the moon over here. I don't know why when I use the mouse on my end, it's like actually on the planet. And I think the way you're seeing it on the screen is not even close to it, but I'm working through it. So the moon in Libra forming this nice harmonious angle to Saturn in Aquarius. And when that happens, if we are awake, this can give us patience, maturity. It can help us slow down, actually, because it's a really positive connection. But again, we're more aware of time passage. We're more aware of long-term goals, of the plan, of, what we're working towards. So if you happen to be awake, this can help you slow down and really just get down to a grounded state, a practical state of like, okay, what am I building? What am I growing here? And also if you do happen to be up at 3 a.m., it might be because something is not working out how you thought it would, or maybe you're trying to sleep and you can't, but this trine between the moon and Saturn can actually give us some patience, some maturity to handle any difficult situations. By 6 a.m. on Sunday, things get a little bit more tense. The moon squares off to Venus and Mars at the same time. This is 6 a.m. Pacific time, so 9 a.m. Eastern time. And we'll just jump ahead a few hours, and you can see when the moon hits 19 degrees, it's forming this square to both Venus and Mars. A square to Venus makes us feel emotionally needy, like this intense need for affection, and a square to Mars makes us feel like we need to take action, we need to move, we need to do something. So this combination, this 90-degree angle between the Libra moon and Venus and Mars, can make us feel like we have this urge for passion, like our passion is almost insatiable. It can also give us this instinctual drive to give or receive love. So if you are happily coupled or you're in a safe relationship, sex could be a great way to work through this energy. Just putting that out there. Passions will be running high. If you feel this need, it could be nice to just I don't need to explain it. But yeah, sexual attraction, sexual passions could be really heightened and almost feel like undeniable, like they have to, like an itch you need to scratch. Just beware of being overly needy or overly aggressive. Not everybody responds to the energy the same way, right? And especially if you're not in a safe relationship, like don't assume anybody is on the same page as you, right? Like I shouldn't have to say that, but I will anyway. This can also, because Venus and Mars rule our motivation, our money, we could wake up on Sunday morning feeling like I need more money, or like I need to work harder towards my goals or something like that. So just remember, you can't figure everything out on a Sunday. Try to move through the energy, physically move through the energy in whatever way feels healthy for you, because it's going to feel like you need to do something on Sunday morning. By noon, the Libra moon forms an awkward angle, an uncomfortable angle to Neptune. So coming off of that intense need for love and need to see some action, this could feel a little bit confusing, a little bit like, ooh, what just happened there? So if you're feeling disillusioned or confused, leaning into creativity can be really helpful with Neptune's influence. And this also shows us what we need to shift, again, with this awkward angle, what we need to adjust in order to create more balance, create more connections. So if your advances or your passion didn't land exactly how you wanted it to on Sunday morning, this transit on Sunday afternoon, a few hours later, can show us, okay, what could I have done differently? Like, what shifts do I need to make to be more empathetic, more compassionate in these situations? And the final transit of the weekend is another square. So Sundays might feel a little bit intense. A square to Pluto this time, the planet of death and rebirth. That happens at 9 p.m. Pacific time, the last connection the Libra moon will make over the weekend. So here's that. The moon, when it hits 27 degrees and forming this square to Pluto over here. Is it? Okay, over here at 27 degrees. I'm trying to figure out this mouse, you guys. So this square to Pluto could bring power struggles. Fair warning. Again, it's like coming off of this intense, needy passion and energy. It could bring some power struggles or even obsessions. beware of that. With the moon in Libra, we want to have balance. We want to have peace. We're really focused on our relationships as well. Libra is ruled by Venus. It's all about giving and receiving love, creating beauty. But when there are these intense angles to the Libra moon, it can really make us feel needy or unsatisfied in relationships. So when the Libra moon squares off to Pluto and Capricorn, this is forcing a change of energy. This could create power struggles. Emotions could feel really deep, really overwhelming. The key to navigating this tense transit is to keep the focus on your conscious, rational awareness. Pluto rules the subconscious, so a lot of subconscious emotions can come up when the moon squares off to Pluto, but staying in that rational mind, staying conscious, staying using discernment, I should say, will be really helpful. And also keeping the faith, okay? Remembering all of these situations are here to teach us something, to help us grow, to help us evolve, to help us transform. Pluto can remind us of that, but in a very intense, not able to be ignored way. So just on Sunday night and through most of the day Sunday, really acting on autopilot could land you in a really tense situation, in an argument, in a power struggle. Try to remain mindful, remain rational with all of these planets in Capricorn, helping us stay grounded, but also really activating the Libra moon, because the Libra is a cardinal sign. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. Both of these energies want to lead, want to be like the stronghold, and that's why they clash with each other, because the Libra moon is like, I want the relationship, I want beauty, I have these ideals and these things I think my most beautiful life should look like, but all these planets in Capricorn are like, no, that's not how it's going to go. That's not how the long-term plan is going to go. That's not how it's going to be structured. So you can see how there would be like kind of a power struggle between keeping the peace and building a structure, building long-term goals, because you can't do those things if you're just staying the same, staying in your comfort zone. All right, that is Sunday. Sunday could be a bit of an intense day. So you're here, you're already leaning into the energy, you are already preparing yourself for any difficulties that come up, getting in the right mindset for it. That's 90% of the battle, I think. So just know that you're supported. Really lean into faith and trust during Pisces season. Pull the lessons from any difficulties, move through them and move past them. Let it go. It can be kind of hard to do that with so many planets in Capricorn. It can be hard to let things go and move on, but try. Just try for me, okay? Well, try for yourself, more importantly. Yeah, your Libra husband is going to be extra this weekend. Steve is definitely going to be a little extra. Oh, and you already saw your spirit animal today. So Pisces season. A raven sitting on a green light. Ooh, I just got chills. I swear I heard a woman talking to the dogs while I was in the basement and ran upstairs. No one there. Ugh, the spirits are coming through. The spirits are coming through this Pisces season. And, you know, spirits don't have to be scary. Pisces season can remind us of that. It could be your grandmother or a woman in your ancestral line that's just popping in to check on you, to let you know you're not alone, you're safe, you're taken care of, you're guided every step of the way. Spirits don't have to be this creepy, crazy thing. They can be really reassuring. So just a little nugget there. But yeah, that is the Pisces season energy. And also with that little Pisces in your house, Cassie, he's probably seeing all the spirits, all the things, you know, he's a very sensitive, psychically sensitive kid already. He's pulling the oracle cards. He's doing all the things. Recently got into an argument with my mother because we are both stubborn as hell. Now I'm wondering if this is related. Well, I will say that the full moon heightens everybody's emotions, and you know, depending on where Leo is in her chart, I think you have a lot of Leo in your chart as well. It could be some conflict, some intensity from that full moon. The Libra moon could actually be really helpful for you, Alex, to find that common ground, find that peace, find that harmony. I would recommend doing so maybe Saturday rather than Sunday if you can. But we'll enjoy being around loved ones more with the moon in Libra. So that can be helpful. Just, again, lean into that compassionate, loving Pisces energy if you are going to dive back into the conversation and try to create some peace with your mom. Also, with the moon opposing Chiron on Saturday, an opposition is a make or break energy. So it could force us to face our wounding, face our pain, but it can also help us heal our pain, heal our wounding if we're willing to confront the issues. So I would imagine with a mother, it's usually, at least with me, if I am not on the same page as my mom, it's usually because something within my inner child is activated, especially because we just had that full moon in Leo, really lighting up our inner child. And just pay attention to like what emotions came up for you during that disagreement. And have you felt those things before? Maybe you felt those things a lot during childhood. This is an opportunity for you to face those things, alchemize them, transform them. It could be a really healing moment. And also with the moon in Libra, like in a loving way, expressing to your mom, this is what came up for me and this is why I was feeling that way. Hopefully she's open-minded enough that maybe she could understand you a little bit better by the end of the weekend. You guys both want to be the leader. Cassie, Capricorn Libra relationship. But, we got to do a compatibility chart for you and Steve, because it's not just about the sun signs, your moon, your Venus, your Mars, and luckily Capricorn and Libra, it's not like this super intense clash, because Libra does like to keep the peace, and you as a Capricorn are very grounded and like, this is the plan, this is what we're doing, and Libra's like, and Steve, the Libra, is like, okay, we'll just go along with it, but deep down he's like a natural leader and caretaker, and does have kind of his own structure, values that he abides by. Yeah, inner child definitely came out for a lot of people. I also just posted on my Instagram story yesterday this amazing meditation I did on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday. And it was like a 10-minute inner child healing meditation, and it was really powerful. So if you're feeling called, if you have 10, 15 minutes to go do it, maybe before you go talk to your mom, that might be super helpful for you. I posted a link on my Instagram story. Aw, thank you. Thank you for being here, Alex. I appreciate you guys being vulnerable with me on these live streams and letting me know what's going on in your life, because I think, applying the astrology transits can give us some more clarity, and in Pisces season, give us a little bit more hope about whatever is going on, whatever's coming up for us. So I actually, I almost dropped this. I actually pulled from this deck yesterday, the Starseed Oracle, but this just feels so Pisces that I'm like, we got to use it. Got to use it for the first day of Pisces season. So as I'm shuffling, and as always, this is your time to ask any last questions. Let me know how you're feeling about Pisces season. Do you have a Pisces in your life? Do you have a lot of Pisces energy in your chart? What's the vibe? How are we feeling about this new season, and also this last season of the zodiac? When we look at the astrological year, this is almost like, we're going into December or something like that. It's like the end. Aries season is that fresh start, that new beginning. So this could be a really important time over the next month to close out a chapter, or, end a cycle, or give yourself some healing closure of a situation that may have been troubling you throughout the year. Ooh, I love that you just said that. So hard to let go and flow, but important to trust the universe. That is like going to be my mantra for Pisces season. Let go and flow. Ooh, that was so good. Thank you for sharing that. Trust the universe. Let go and flow. Okay, on that note, what do we need to know? Ooh, the courageous peony. Peonies are my favorite flowers. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. Ooh, I've never pulled this card before. Let's see what it has to say. I think it might almost be peony season too. Don't quote me on that, but Trader Joe's, if you have a Trader Joe's near you, always has the best peonies. They're so full. They're so pretty. Okay. Here we go. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique in nature. Let yourself be seen. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You are being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted true nature with the world around you. To uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering. To own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is ready itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it's safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The courageous peony is here to remind you that it is safe to embody all of who you truly are. It's safe to share your voice. It's safe to let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable and you may be afraid of what others think, but with each passing day, it comes a little easier. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you and experiences you've been longing to arrive at your feet. How are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and more seen in the world? Ooh, so perfect. It always is. And I think this is, coming out of Aquarius season, it could have brought up some unique qualities, like some visions, some ideas about who you want to be in the world, how you want to express yourself. But this Pisces season, the courageous peony, is a sign of, okay, what do you need to heal in order to fully show up as that person? What do you need to let go of and flow through? Let go and flow. What do you need to let go of in order to fully show up and be seen in your beautiful, unique nature? Pisces, the lovely thing about Pisces energy is that we can trust more easily. We can trust in the intricacies, the beauty of life, in a creation beyond ourselves, right? Like, we were put here by a power greater than ourselves to have a unique expression, to have an impact on other people. This is your sign to trust that whatever is pulling at your heartstrings, whatever visions came through during Aquarius season, you are meant to express them. You are meant to share them. So it's safe to share your voice. It's safe to let yourself be seen. If it's not feeling safe, that's the sign that you need to do some healing in that area. And Pisces season is here for you to do that healing. Also, this card comes up right before this Libra moon. We've talked a lot about people pleasing, a lot about keeping ourselves safe, keeping the peace in relationships, not rocking the boat because, we want to keep that harmonious connection with other people. But if you're doing that and you're silencing your own voice or you're not fully expressing yourself, that creates resentment. So we don't want to create resentment. Being authentic to yourself, sharing your true voice is a beautiful antidote to that. And you can't have a harmonious relationship with someone else if you don't have a harmonious relationship with yourself first. So remember that under the Libra moon. This has been a lovely Friday morning. Thank you all for spending it with me. I hope that this live stream brought you some clarity, got you in the right mindset to head into your weekend, to finish out your week strong. If this video was helpful for you, please go ahead and like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can start monetizing these videos, keep the information coming to you for free. Also, if you want to get a little notification every time I go live, I have it pop up on your phone so you can just click and join really easily. Click the little bell next to subscribe. That will bring you some notifications. No pressure, just if that's something you're interested in, it is there for you. That makes me so happy. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. And I'm so grateful and so blessed that you found me here and that we can work through the energy together. Truly, I'm so proud of the community we're creating. I'm so proud of the connections we're making with each other, of the support you guys are giving to each other in the chat on a daily basis. It makes my heart so happy and just so reassuring. Thank you for being here. Thank you. All right. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. I hope you all lean into the loving, trusting energy of Pisces season. And I will see you right back here on Monday morning, prepping for the USA Pluto return on Tuesday. Lots of exciting stuff coming up next week, and I can't wait to see you there. But until then, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.